Ladies and gentlemen, it is a mess in DC right now. And we're only days away, which is Wednesday, and today is Monday, from the inauguration. And they're saying that hundreds more should be added to the no fly list ahead of the inauguration. So this is what the Washington Post, January 15th, 2021. TSA assessing whether hundreds should be barred from flights ahead of inauguration. They're going to do that. They're trying to be super cautious since the US Capitol insurrection. They're just trying to be extra cautious. They don't want a repeat of what happened. So, Transportation Security Administration said Friday that it is conducting risk assessments on hundreds of people ahead of expected protests at the presidential inauguration next week, trying to determine whether they need to be subjected to enhanced screening or barred from flying entirely. But the agency spokesman declined to say whether the assessments had led to anyone being stopped from flying. The agency has faced calls from major flight attendant unions and lawmakers who use the no-fly list to stop people tied to the storming of the Capitol on January 6th from returning to Washington, D.C. next week. Airline crews operating out of the region have had to deal with disruptive groups of passengers and several incidents captured in viral videos. Our intelligence and vetting professionals are working diligently around the clock to ensure that those who may pose a threat to our aviation sector undergo enhanced screening or are prevented from boarding an aircraft. TSA Administrator David Persky said in a statement. The agency said it also has to deploy more law enforcement to airports in the Washington region, aided by bomb sniffing dogs. There will be random screenings at gates, more federal marshals on some flights, and personnel deployed to major rail stations, the agency says. Our ongoing partnership with airports, airlines, and surface transportation system operators continue to be a critical element in our collective efforts to keep the nation transportation system safe. New details of the TSA plan to follow efforts by airlines and the Federal Aviation Administration to guarantee the safety of passengers and crews. The FAA announced it would take a zero tolerance policy towards disruptive behavior on flights, imposing fines or referring cases to law enforcement rather than issuing warnings. Major airlines have brought in more staff, crew, and out of downtown hotels and are prohibited passengers from carrying guns in their baggage. They have also used their ability to ban disruptive passengers, targeting particularly those who refuse to wear masks to limit the spread of coronavirus. Yeah, if you go to an airport and get on a plane and you won't put your mask on, you automatically go on a no fly list now. They don't fight with you no more. Before they would keep telling you to put the mask on and it'd be back and forth bickering over it. They don't do that no more. They don't do it. Now they will remove you from the plane and you automatically go on a no fly list. See, they're not going to be back and forth arguing with you no more. That's the thing of the past. Airbnb has effectively shut down its service in Washington for the days around the inauguration. Much of the center of the city has been closed to traffic and fortified by police and National Guard troops. Metro Rail has closed 13 stations around the Capitol and Mall. On Friday, the leaders of 22 unions representing employees in the transportation sector issued an open letter saying that in recent days, their members working at airlines, transit systems, and railroads have been threatened, harassed, and assaulted. Unions have also called the federal government to use its authority to keep the public safe. Amid ongoing threats of future violence, including Inauguration Day calls to arm by right wing militants, frontline transportation workers are left wondering how they can protect themselves, their passengers, and our country going forward, the union wrote. This has gone too far and it must stop. Well, I don't think it will. Many of those folks said they are not going to stop. They're going to continue on, even with Trump not being in office anymore. You know, so yeah, they're going to have to secure these airports like never before from now on. But you can trust me when I say those people are still going on those no fly lists. And for what I'm understanding, they're on that permanently. I can't believe people traveled all the way from Alaska and Hawaii and their butts got placed on a no fly list. It's like, damn, how you going to get home? It costs a pretty penny to get home. They probably can make it home, but it's going to cost them. And you saw how a lot of, quite a few of these people were unemployed. And that's another thing. They don't have any money, and you travel to DC, got thrown on a no-fly list. They're not going to honor that round trip ticket, and they're not going to give you a refund. So you're screwed no matter what. I hope you got family that can come get you. I think they'll probably be pissed off too in the process. But y'all, please tell me what you think. I think they're not going to have a choice but to put these people on no fly, whether they want to or not. I mean, you don't know who to trust. You really don't at this point. I mean, not that we in the Black community, we already knew we couldn't trust you. But see, a lot of folks that are not us are just finding out how much they can't trust these folks. But please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.